I'm good to go next for the next one.
That's what I just said.
Huh?
That's what I
I think
said.
half face, is that what you're
Yeah,
but not for this one.
No, I meant.
Oh, you meant the third one. All right, let's do it. Sound is rolling, Mike.
And action.
In 2018, Black Panther was a phenomenon. This came as a surprise to many, including 0 Black people. One of the things the film highlighted was the relationship between African Americans and people of African descent from outside of the US. Variances in the way that we see each other and the way that we see ourselves. Is there a difference between those who overcame their oppressors and those who were freed by their colonizers? What is the effect of systematic oppression? We talk about this and more on this episode of Before We Wrap.
Interview 2, take 1.
The last group was very about this life. I don't know if you guys are about this.
Oh, I am about this.
Are you about this life? Sure. All right, cool, we're good. Okay, so really quickly, I think it would be helpful if we all said where we're from. Yeah. I am a mutt. I am Jamaican, Guyanese, Caymanian with like paper UK citizenship. You are assumed to be Indian all the time, right?
You know what? I'm South African Indian. I was just explaining it to them. My heritage is from indentured servants, right? So I'm Indian, Scottish, and Zulu.
You should say the specific state that you're from.
I'm from Maryland.
Okay.
I'm Haitian, born and raised in Haiti.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm from New Jersey, but my mom is Black African American and my dad is born, like my whole family's from Guyana.
Right. I'm so interested to ask you questions about this because I feel so misinformed about a lot of South African issues.
Yes.
Yeah, literally, like I dated one South African guy.
Oh,
right?
was it interesting? Was he Caucasian?
He was Caucasian.
Ah.
I feel like everything I say is gonna sound ignorant, but if it is, it's based on what he told me, so I can't help it.
Okay.
He would tell me stories of like cruel things that he thought was okay to tell me that was not okay, but like of throwing things at Zulu women and of doing like just being mean when he was a kid and like he didn't know better, but he would tell the stories with like a really nostalgic way. This is how stereotypical it ended. Like he got back home and he didn't want to tell his family about me.
Oh, of course. A lot of South African white people are so ignorant, and just in general, and let me not say South African, Caucasian people in general, as the diaspora of caucasity, they are very ignorant to these kind of microaggressions. I had a Caucasian man say to me, look, and he was an Afrikaans, which was the oppressor, Afrikaans, white, Caucasian man, who said, I've never dated a girl of color, although once I liked this Black girl and I almost asked her out for coffee, but I didn't. And I was like, well, I don't know.
In his defense, I don't think that's a
No, but I'm just saying it's like...
terrible thing to say.
It's not
because
terrible.
Until I left Haiti, I'd never dated a white girl. I'd never seen white people like that.
Yeah, but I guess it's different.
It is, but it isn't. Like there are things.
This is slightly different comparison, I'd say, though, because, I mean, in this context, white folks are the ones systematically, even in Haiti, right? Economically, politically in power. That's different than, like, a Black person from a Black country not dating, you know what I'm saying, someone from that group. I think the power dynamic and the level of privilege on his side versus your side coming to the States, right? I think it's somewhat different.
I think, I totally agree with that because I call it something called apartheid mentality.
Yeah.
It's interesting because when you said, dating a white person, I'm thinking to myself about the Caribbean, right? Like I'm thinking there are people in Cayman who did not know that they were Black until they came to the US.
Oh, really?
So they identified as being white.
Oh, were they light-skinned, though?
They're light-skinned, right?
Like light skin. Like,
right.
We need a lightness scale.
Yeah.
Like right at the meter.
What is this?
Like Beyonce or Lupita Nyong'o? Like, which one is it?
Like, lighter than Beyonce, but like Beyonce when they like color her on magazines.
But not like Faith Evans, like.
But, right. So I think that like the differences in where people are from not only applies to what people, like who people might be inclined to like, but I think it applies to just the way that you embody your Blackness in general.
Yeah.
What I wonder is, did you have thoughts about what the African American experience was before you came here?
Well, I'm gonna throw Haitians under the bus for a second. A lot of Haitians, generally, the Haitians here, their parents will tell them, don't hang out with Black Americans.
Yeah.
Because the perception is it's negative.
Yeah.
Like they're like thieves and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
just what we're kind of fed with when, you come here. That's what you see. But the other aspect of it is we have a national identity that's very strong. Like, I don't think about being Black too much.
Right.
I mean,
I think of myself as a Haitian first.
Haiti was the first Black country that gained independence, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's like this
So there's that
deep,
sense of pride.
there's a deep
like,
sense
yeah.
of pride. Like, I never walk in any room in America and feel other. That's just not a thing that happens.
You embody your
It's
power.
like, yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Right.
What's happening?
Yeah.
But other
But
people
then-
notice that you're Black.
Yeah.
Whether you recognize it or not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then so when I came here, I started to have little moments where I'm like, what is this about? So it had to put me in a place where I had to reconsider how I looked at myself.
Totally. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chad, as an African American, how do you feel about that representation of African Americans?
I feel understanding. I would say that I have also been susceptible to believing media narratives about Black people in other countries, including Haiti. I used to live in London for a little while, and people would say, don't go to Brixton because the Caribbean people down there will cut you up and rob you or whatever. Like, all kinds of ridiculous shit.
Right.
When I lived in Germany, I lived across the street from a park where there were tons of African immigrants, and people said if you walk through the park, they'll rob you and stab you. And, it really took some travel and some getting to know people to understand myself better through understanding them. And I think that is largely due to irresponsible media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think an understandable fear that Black parents bringing their kids to the United States might have about letting their kids get mixed up in the way that our country treats Black kids.
Yeah.
For me, I always grew up like very proud of being Black, being African American, but also like very in touch with like my Guyanese side through my family, my uncles and aunts. And so I grew up sort of knowing that you could be both Black and Caribbean and American, and there wasn't a tension between the two, as long as you unlearned some of the false truths that Black people within our respective Black enclaves, we were intentionally fed these lies and mistruths about inferiority of other Black groups so that we wouldn't, feel a sort of common connection. I mean, you think about Marcus Garvey, right? One of the reasons why he was so problematic wasn't just because he wanted Black folks to go back to Africa, but because he was creating this transnational Black alliance. I mean, that was one of the problems with the Black Panther Party too, right? They really got problematic, not just because of the guns, but because we were uniting Blacks in Cuba, in South Africa, in Haiti. Like for me, I identify as a Black American, right? And I also identify as an Afro-Guyanese person. But it's important for me on both spectrums of that identity to unlearn the mistruths about that other Black part of my identity that I was fed from this system, right, of white supremacy. And to your point, you have to really recognize that.
I love this conversation. It's great, but we have to go to Shady Shoutouts right now. So thank you guys so much for joining us. And before we wrap, it's time for Shady Shoutouts. Journalism is not easy. It takes time and experience and years of stalwart commitment to the purveyance of truth. To be believed in a time when opinion can be tantamount to fact has made the value of brands that have come to be trusted for their reliability invaluable. So I want to give a shout out to those reporters and networks who today have made the sacrifice to use their legacy to validate the voices of those undeserving and lend their credence to those with little to no credibility and integrity, all in the name of entertainment. You did that. Shout out to you.
much, 'cause you might get spoiled. But they don't know what you do to me and how much you deserve it. Yeah. Now I'm gonna give my all, give it all, 'cause you know that I need it. And I'ma take my time all night, show you how much I love you. I know you think it's crazy, 'cause I've never been in love. Yeah, but you gon' be my first and my last. Hope my love is always good enough. Yeah, loving you comes naturally. Don't never have to think too much to show you how much I want you, how much I need you. Oh, oh, oh. Clothes on the floor, lay down your body on me. I wanna give you my all, some good old TLC. Yeah. All I ever want is to be by your side. If I give my heart, promise you won't break it. Clothes on the floor, lay down your body and come. I pull out of my little bag, pull all of my dirty tricks. I'm trying to just take it slow. I grind and you grab my hip. Don't wanna move it too fast. I wanna take a long trip, and I ain't going nowhere. There's nothing better than this. I know you probably think it's crazy, 'cause I've never been in love. So you gon' be my first and my last. Hope my love is always good enough. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Loving you comes naturally. Won't never have to think too much to show you how much I want you, how much I need you. Clothes on the floor, lay down your body on me. I wanna give you my all, some good old TLC. Yeah. All I ever want is to be by your side. If I give my heart, promise you won't break it. Clothes on the floor, lay down your body and come get your good TLC. I know that it's been on your mind. You need to get yours, and I'ma get what's on mine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My body all over your body, babe. My body all over your body, babe. My body all over your body, babe. Ooh, clothes on the floor, lay down your body on me. I wanna give you my all, some good old TLC. All I ever want is to be by your side. If I give my heart, promise you won't break it. Clothes on the floor, lay down your body and come get your good TLC. I just wanna give you good love. Let me give you good love tonight. I just wanna give you good love. Let me give you good love.